Hello, everyone, all of you wonderful cinephiles. Here is the audio recording or voiceover for the vocabulary that I know you all have been waiting for. It's basically what we covered in class, except for a little more extrapolation in the actors' names, etc. This presentation is organized into shots, shots, shots. Just joking. No, but seriously, you guys have already seen some shots. We will begin with a quick review of Charlie Kaufman's Anomalisa and the over-the-shoulder shot into the lobby. And then we'll move into angles and finally spend a decent amount of time with mise-en-scene, which is why I've split this presentation into two. So without further ado, and here we have Charlie Kaufman's Anomalisa. We have an old over-the-shoulder shot, interestingly enough mixed with a kind of a wide or a long shot or a wide-angle shot. And Kaufman shows his genius to us by not showing us the head of the character, literally just the shoulder as he is walking into the lobby. And we can see what he's seeing, but at his shoulder level, which is hence the name of the over the shoulder. And Kaufman creates depth of field by having it be at an angle, which is what we're going to discuss next, angles and camera movements. First up is an example of bird's eye and a bird's eye zoom in. On the left, we have a zoom in of a bird's eye, or one might call it a down shot, of just Mani's head while he's in the telephone booth. And on the right, we have, again, a genius kind of move on the director's part, whereby we start on the ground without the title card, and the cop throws the soccer ball up into the air. And as he does so, everyone comes together to make the title card with their bodies, almost like a flash mob that's organized into letters. And you must wonder how long it took them to get that bird's eye, high up angle shot or for this particular film. Next up, we have something that's just slight. It's a low angle shot on the left with the long shot because it's setting up that Manny's coming out and he's going to be in trouble. And it's also setting up that it's in the past because we're getting those details. On the right, we have a slightly canted or Dutch angle shot whereby Manny's in the telephone booth now and he is planning and or being scared. Here's another example of Manny being scared. On the right is a canted and or Dutch angle shot. If you look at the grate, how it comes at the corner or how it comes down at an angle, setting up another dichotomy, just like Wes Anderson did. But here, the gangster is holding on to Manny, threatening him, saying, "If you don't have my money," etc., etc. So a Dutch angle shot is a canted angle shot where you twist the camera so that the figures are not straight. In the next shot, we have Tim Roth with the eye level angle and or frame shot, whereby we are almost at eye level, but we are definitely at gun level for this particular frame. And we are almost looking into Tim Roth's eye, but we are definitely looking into his gun. So this is an eye level angle and or shot, whereby we don't necessarily have to define what's in the frame. Here we have his chest up, but what's important is that it's at his eye level. This is a POV or point of view shot, whereby difference from the over the shoulder shot, in as we don't see the figure, we don't see all we see is what the figure is seeing. In this case, Manny, and looking at the grocery that he is about to rob. The 360 tracking shot is best represented in the original presentation without audio online. I was looking to try to conserve bandwidth and or space. So next up, mise-en-scene, a very important component to any director or cinematographer, for that matter. It's in their arsenal. And there are some masterful mise-en-scene uses that I will share, and this is just part one of mise-en-scene. So here we are back at Run Lola Run. Famous scene in the phone booth, the zoomed down angle. And if you're not paying attention while watching the movie close enough, you wouldn't notice the random junk in the shot. So I've circled the item in question that we're going to take a closer look at, and why and how mise-en-scene really works, because directors do things purposefully. Here I've taken the shot and done a 180. So you can have a close-up where Manny is holding the gun, and I've brightened up the colors so that we can discern the book that's kind of lying down there randomly in the telephone booth. But again, with mise-en-scene, nothing is truly random. Everything is done to augment the narrative, a form that serves the content. And I've circled here again the book, and you can see that it is called Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost being by John Milton, about two lovers, well, not initially about two lovers, but about Adam and Eve, who have a romantic relationship which is different than the biblical representation. It's similar to Manny and Lola. They would go to the ends of the earth for one another, up to and including when the two vignettes, the first two vignettes where Lola gets shot first and then Manny dies in the second vignette. So nothing that a director does, well, at least nothing that a director that's worth his salt or her salt does, is without purpose and or intention. Particularly when you have a down shot and you're looking at the phone booth, you are supposed to be seeing that which is there. And in this particular case, Paradise Lost, which starts after the fall of man. It starts in media res, just like Lola, Run Lola Run does. We meet the characters in the narrative after things have already started. Paradise Lost, therefore, is purposeful because it mirrors the narrative that is Run Lola Run. Again, to be clear, mise-en-scene is anything that a director, the hand of the director, puts in the shot. These items or the angle at which the shot is taken, the frame, is important enough so that it's purposeful what the director does. There's a reason why it says sex, love, and drugs, I think, right next to Paradise Lost.